Melvyn Brooks. I live in Faversham, Kent. I've been a member of the Forget-Me-Nots for nearly 10 years now, and I've been associated with Deep sort of like about 8 years, I suppose, 7 or 8 years, and met some fantastic people, met loads of nice people, in fact, and I've done quite a few videos and along the way about dementia and how one feels, and the loss of my wife and my dog in particular, Max. It's not been a very nice couple of 3 years, but it was somebody from Forget-Me-Nots, because I used to write my wife a lot of poems, and I found that I couldn't do it. I just couldn't write anything. I just could not write a poem. I could not put a word down about any poetry until this lady who asked me to join a group. So I started to write a few poems, and some that is dear to me, that when I'm gone, my family will be able to read them. I don't particularly want anyone else to read them at the moment, but I found it. I'm finding it easier as time goes on about writing poems, and yeah, I'm really pleased about it all, and the fantastic people that I've met from Deep have really helped, and it's such a shame that we're in COVID and can't see and can't touch and can't speak to one another properly, which is not very nice. I've just put COVID-19 at the top, and sometimes I like to look and just gaze into the morn and look at the things of beauty that surround us. Just breathing fresh air, early morn, carols of light, song and dance. It's special. Alas, so many cannot see the dawn. So many people have died. How sad. I share their sadness. Alas, some people will never get their chance to say goodbye. Some people you cannot help. Too many spaces to help, but in things of you, no matter how far, no matter what you think, it's sad that so many didn't get to say goodbye. The feeling will last forever. Mums, dads, sisters, brothers, uncle, aunts and more. I wish I could write big words to say how I truly feel, but alas, this will just have to do. I don't think of myself, I think of the poor people that were sent home, especially in Kent, sent home from hospitals into care homes with COVID-19, knowing that they was going to be infecting other, well, they weren't to know, but the people that sent them into care homes knew that they would be spreading COVID-19 into all the care homes, and that's what happened. And the sadness that it caused with this COVID-19, with people not being able to go to funerals, to see their parents, to see their brothers in hospital because of it, and for them people to be dying alone. It must have been so horrendous just to be in bed knowing that you're going to die and not see any of your loved ones. I'll read one about Wilfred Owen. I come from humble beginnings, and that's how I like it. I cannot say big words, and that's how I like to keep it simple. Big words only make it complicated. That's why I keep it basic. I like to read my favourite poet, Wilfred Owen, who uses big words, but I like to keep it simple. I often wonder how he wrote his poems under such distress and go back in time with him. Can you imagine the horrendous conditions he found himself in? Trenches full of mud, water and blood. Over the top, lads, as the whistle blows. It's time to go and get the enemy just across the way. Not far to go, but so many young lives wasted day after day. I try and put myself in its way. I come from humble beginnings, and that's how I'm going to stay. I love reading his poems and how he must have felt when he was writing them, and that's probably how I felt when my wife died. Such although a different feeling, it had to be a different feeling to his, because he see all the bloodshed and death, whereas I see my wife dying and die, which is a little bit different to how he was. But I associated myself with him because I feel as if I know him when I read his poems, and I can associate myself with him. Right, it's about my garden, this one. Right, my garden is the best it can be. I've given it plenty of wild seed, a little bit like me. I've given it compost, I've given it wood chip, I've planted trees that I will never see, but I can see they grow a bit each year. I've got roses and sowed wild meadow seed. I don't know most of the wildflowers I sowed, but I remember I walked in meadows a long time the same. The bees I love. I've also got a bit of water with butterflies and frogs aplenty. I wish I could share my garden with others, and they too could be as wild like me. That was a bit better. That's my garden, because my wife wanted to, and she always loved her garden. But I get a lot of pleasure from the garden. It's fantastic. All the smells, all the, which I'm lucky. I'm lucky that my smell is still there at times, and unfortunately, quite a few people with dementia, their smell goes, and but I also can see, which is fantastic. All the flowers that come out, and grasses, and say butterflies, bees, birds. I've got birds. I feed the birds every day. They come into the garden, which is an absolute pleasure. It's a pleasure to see them. And what else can I say about the garden? I feel sorry for people that are in lockdown, or were in lockdown, who haven't got a garden, who were in high-rise flats. It must have been horrendous not to be able to smell the perfume of the flowers, and just to smell the green grass when it's mowed, and to hear different noises from different gardens. That's what makes it. And I love it. I love being in the garden now. So I used to write my wife a poem. I could write her a poem every day. I've got loads, thousands of poems that my son and daughter will find when I'm gone. I would never show them now. But oh, the beauty of just some of the poems that these famous poets have written. I wish I could have been as good as what they were. But no, I love poetry, and it's brought out a lot of. It's brought out the good side in me. It's brought out the light side, not the dark side all the time.